Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I want to talk to you about three things primarily tonight. The first one is the Iranian IRGC chief and his latest statements when it comes to Israel. The second thing that I wanted to talk to you about is the US expectations to the Iranian retaliation. And the third thing that I wanted to talk to you about is the latest important developments from Gaza, from the Palestinian resistance, and the Israeli preparations for a potential Iranian retaliation after the assassination in Syria. I'm going to start off with the first thing. So we had a couple of statements from the head of the armed forces in Iran, Major General Hossein Salami. We also had other statements from the Iranian armed forces chief, but I'm going to start off with Major General Hossein Salami, who is the head of the IRGC, because Iran technically has two armies, the Iranian official army and the Iranian Revolutionary Guards. Hossein Salami from the IRGC, he said, "We warn that not a single action from any enemy against our sacred establishment will go unanswered." He also added that America, lacking political insight, has sustained heavy economic and political costs and psychological burdens to support and perk up a doomed regime whose collapse is very close. He also went on to say, Zionists and their American supporters believe the more Muslims they kill, besiege, and displace, the better they can live. This is while the situation is the opposite. The Zionist regime is a danger that the deceitful and evil British monarchy thrust into the body of the Muslim Ummah 75 years ago. Later on, criminal US administrations emboldened the regime as a political, security, and geographical crossroad in the Muslim world to employ it as leverage to control and adjust their policies. All of this was from Major General Hossein Salami, the IRGC chief. The other statements we had from the Iranian Armed Forces chief were, number one, the response is inevitably coming. The time, location, and intensity will be Iran's decision. Second thing he added, US has direct responsibility with this attack and assassination in Damascus. And the third thing that he added is, it will consider the international developments and won't be done in a way to divert the attention from what's happening in Gaza, as in the Iranian response, because to him, they don't want to do something that will divert the attention from what's happening in Gaza. And again, you had US responses to all of these statements. So US official, he told Reuters that the US is on highest alert in preparation for Iranian retaliation. And also Israel closed 28 embassies across the world, and Israelis are panicking. They're buying food, stockpiling, withdrawing cash from banks in preparation for a retaliation that could be extremely intensive from Iran. Washington also has expectations about the potential response, and they said that they are expecting large amounts of cruise missiles and UAVs and potentially attacking diplomatic Israeli missions, hence why Israel closed 28 embassies across the world. That was the first thing and second thing really that I wanted to talk to you about. The final thing, developments from Gaza. So when it comes to Gaza, we're having a continuation of this resistance. 6 months in, they're talking about Rafah. They're saying we want to take the resistance down. 4 brigades left. We dismantled 20 out of 24. Today, Al-Qassam brigades, Kataib Al-Qassam, they published confirmation statements that they took down 3 Merkava tanks with Yasin 105 missiles, killing 6 Israeli soldiers. It didn't stop there. And by the way, when they confirmed that they killed Israeli soldiers, they will usually base that on verified information, because when they target Merkavas, they don't usually say we killed who's inside it. They need to have solid information that they clearly obtained, because they are very reliable when it comes to their statements and what they release. It didn't stop there. A rescue team came following that to try and evacuate the wounded and the bodies, and they killed 3 of them. So in total 9 killed, verified by Kataib al-Qassam brigades, and the resistance is continuing. These reports came from Hayy al-Amal, by the way, across the central Gaza, and you're not talking about, Rafah or whatever, even though Israel's been constantly talking about an invasion of Rafah and an attack in Rafah, although they're getting all of these hits from all parts of Gaza, and they're getting strategic hits from the resistance when it comes to missiles, defensive measures, attacking measures, over the ground, under the ground. Clearly the resistance has good communication, good coordination. They're still in control of what's happening, and Israel has no achievement against the Palestinian resistance. The only achievements they had are against the civilians, against the civilian infrastructure, against aid, against people who provide aid. That's what Israel is good at. Because they are failing against the resistance, they cover it up with these massacres, with this genocide against the population, to feed this hunger for Palestinian blood from within people within the Israeli society. And we also had an important development when it comes to some of the Israeli prisoners in Gaza. Elad Katsir, his body was found. He was an Israeli who was kidnapped by the Palestinian resistance. Israel claimed that they found his body buried in Khan Yunis. According to Israel, and obviously when we say according to Israel, that means 99% likelihood that it's a lie, even 100% really, you know them by now. They said that he was executed by the Palestinian resistance. This is what they claim, to draw some sympathy. Why on earth would the Palestinian resistance execute a prisoner when they can use him as leverage? This man was most likely killed from Israel, because Israel killed over 80 Israeli prisoners so far from their barbaric bombardment. Clearly no regard for human life, and they're continuing to kill their own citizens, and that's why the Israeli population is angry with them. And these were the main things that I wanted to talk to you about in this video, and I will see you soon in the next video. Take care.